the Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show.
Welcome into this edition of the Too Late Post Game Command. Reedie and Z. We're going to Madrid this week. Do you care, Z? You're on mute.
I don't care.
Why don't you care, Z?
We're going to talk about it. Make sure y'all tune in.
Reedie and Z starts.
It's the Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show. It's the Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show.
What's up, y'all? Reedie and Z here. Another loss, another huge loss. 5 straight losses, 4 straight of 21 skunk or better. Reedie's favorite word, abysmal, atrocious, all of the words. Like it's nothing that we're doing right, especially defensively. And Dan Quinn made some changes, and now he wants to be the defensive coordinator. He's going to call the plays. What does this matter now for Reedie? Like, does anything change? Do you see it benefiting in any way?
At this point in the season, with this roster, I would say no. It almost reminds me of Ron when he took over. And I hope it doesn't get to that point for Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn is a really likable guy. And if it gets to that point, they might be calling for his name to be on the wall after this. But we will see. I don't think Joe Whitt has the personnel that he needs in order to be successful. But, I mean, you had similar personnel last year that you got the best out of. So I don't know. I feel like the defensive line is improved. The linebacker groupings was supposedly improved. The secondary was supposedly improved too. So maybe it does fall with the coordinator and what he's calling in the positions that he is putting guys in these games. But I don't know. We will see, this Sunday, 9 a.m. in Madrid. Because if we lose to the Miami Dolphins, yeah.
I didn't see us getting to this point of being this bad. I definitely thought we were a much better team than this leading into. I toyed with the idea of would we win 11, 12 games, something similar to last year early on. And I would say the success of last year clouded my mind. But I feel like that I wouldn't, like, if we had any issues, we felt like it could be, just a guy here or there that we can kind of tweak. We could figure it out the same as we did last year. We didn't really have injuries last year, but we went into the season with players and a roster that we felt needed more, and they overachieved a lot. They gave us a lot. So we thought this organization, this regime, this coaching staff had a little magic with them that they can, they can make everybody play to the top of their ability. Push everybody want to run through a brick wall for Dan Quinn. This year has been, opposite of that. I mean, it sounds as the players are still, with Dan Quinn and they still believe in him or whatnot, but something along in this culture is slightly stained. You know what I mean? You seeing your captain, Deron Payne, you know, with the punch and getting ejected. You know, you seeing Kinlaw, you know, shovel ref. You seeing Quan Martin kirking out. You know what I mean? And it just feel like that sauce that we had last year is completely gone, and it's painful to see. Like to sit there the other day, you know, going in, we didn't even really want to go to the game. You know, leaving the Seattle game, I ain't gonna lie, I posted my tickets ASAP. You know what I mean? We woke up Sunday morning like, all right, what we gonna do, bro? What we gonna do? And we got up, we pushed through, because it's what we do for our team. But it was another disappointment to sit there and see us not stop nothing. Every single time the offense came out there, the defense gave us nothing to cheer about. Like nothing. Offensively, you know, they showed a little fight. Whereas I feel like if the defense could have complemented a little bit, it may have been a better game. But I mean, the offense, I mean, again, they struggled, but they showed a little fight. You know what I mean? They kept playing to the end. And that's the one positive I could say about that. But as far as the coaches and whatnot and the decision making, it's still like where's the juice? Where's the sauce, that sprinkle, that magic, that swag that we had last year? That shit is gone.
The offense showed a little fight.
A little fight, yeah. I mean, you see that we was down. Rodriguez ended up getting a touchdown. The offense came out. We scored with Debo. No, that wasn't garbage time. He scored early. He scored in like the second quarter.
By that time, the game was already over anyway. Shit, it was garbage time. We wasn't coming back.
Now, I mean, I'm saying showing fight as in like kept being competitive and just didn't give up. Like the defense did nothing. The offense was trying to drive the ball and put up points. The drive that we went down and Debo scored, like, you know what I mean? They fought that drive. You know what I mean? It was a couple of times where we put up 22 points. So they did something.
Yeah, but, I mean, I get it. I'm being sarcastic, y'all. Facetious. I mean, I really was tuned out the whole game. I really wasn't in the game. I was sitting down. I really wasn't. Like, I was watching it, but I wasn't watching it. I was worrying about bets on my phone. It's just got to that point where all I was caring about was what my FanDuel was looking like at the moment, and not even what we were doing. Because in my mind, it's just like it's kind of taking me back to the old days of Ron Rivera and them. Like, we don't have a chance at winning. Like, going into a game just like that, what they gave us last year, like feeling like you got a chance when you in every game, like you can win that game. I don't feel that. I don't. And I don't know. I mean, it's fool's gold to think that, you know, if we go beat Miami, you know, things are going to turn around. At this point, do we even want things to turn around? I would say yes, the fan in you wants it, but at the end of the day, when you start looking up at that draft pick, you like, well, shit, like, damn. I mean, we knocking on the door of being in the top 5 picks. You know, I'm not too sure who's coming out in the draft. I haven't done my draft research or nothing like that on the players of this, that, and the third. Because the players that I want can't come out until the following year. So it's no need of me even really looking for real. But you know, it's just got to the point where it's just like, damn. You know, yeah, I didn't anticipate us being in this situation either. I did come out and say that I thought we would be 11-6 this year, so that's dead. You know, but go ahead.
Nah, so I was going to kind of hone in on what you were saying about going out and, you know, playing the Dolphins and potentially winning, like, to put up a fight. But like, yeah, what are we fighting for? What's the chances? What's the percent to even make the playoffs at this point? I'm sure it's less than 10%. Has to be.
But it was 1%. They said if we lost that game, it was 1% chance.
Let me look. Commanders. Yeah, less than a 1% chance. So it's like, fight for what? What are we fighting for at this point? I'm not saying go out there and lay down, but it's like we don't need to go out here and try to win fucking 7 games. For what? 10 games is not going to get you in the playoffs. Winning 10 games ain't going to get you in the playoffs. Shit, 11 barely does. You know what I mean? Last year we won 12, and, you know, even when we was sitting at 11, it was rocky. We won that last, beating Dallas, put us in like the 3rd seed or something like that. Put us in the 4th seed, put us in a higher seed. So we didn't have to, you know, we was guaranteed a slide. But had we lost, it was looking rocky.
I'm kind of in the position, like I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because the true fan in me wants us to go beat Dallas, wants us to go beat Philadelphia twice, and wants us to beat the New York Giants again, just for my pride. But realistically, that doesn't help us. You know what I'm saying? As far as talent acquisition, which we really need to do, we really need to hone in at big on the talent acquisition part, because it's basically going to be a blow up and rebuild again, recalibration of what they said. Yeah, I mean, so it's like, what do we do? Do we go out and, like you said, we try to salvage whatever we can salvage and possibly win 10 games, which I doubt, or win as many games as we can, and kind of like try to mess up somebody else's party, somebody else's parade, somebody else's shots, which you always want to do? Or do we, you know, just stay even killed and try to just get to the end of the season?
Yeah, I'm not one of those fans who's going to go out and we go out and we play the Eagles twice and we go beat them and we can yell at it. Oh, yeah, we beat y'all, though. We beat. I don't give a fuck. Like, if we, like I said,
I do.
I mean, if we do, great, but like, if not, I don't give a fuck.
I'm tired of them talking.
We're going home.
We're sorry, y'all can't beat us.
We're going home.
Good luck. Yeah, that's fine. We already established that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know we're not going to the playoffs. We know that we don't have a shot at this year. But just for the pride, like I said, messing up their shots, they being whatever seed or whatever, knocking them down, making it harder for them. I think that's I like that.
Yeah. Well, no.
You got a vested interest. That's why you don't want to see them fall.
Don't want to see them fall.
Yeah, you don't want to see them fall. You kind of
stop it.
In the back of your mind, you're kind of like, yeah.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with just that. I'm saying even Dallas or okay, if we go win, we go win. But it's like big picture, like what's the bragging rights in that? Like, okay, we beat them. Okay, the fuck what? We home.
Yeah, we home. They sorry. They can't. Y'all can't talk shit about us. Y'all sorry. Y'all can't even beat us. That's the bragging rights for me.
Not if they playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, they go in the playoffs and they play a tough team and they get their ass roasted.
And then you gonna pop out of nowhere talking shit. Then you gonna pop out of nowhere talking shit.
I'm just saying, like, y'all we beat y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all couldn't even beat that. Like, we rained on y'all parade at the end of the year. That's the only thing we could really play for at this point. So, but part of me is just like, nah, like, fuck it, just take the L to them too and get a higher draft pick. We get a top 5 draft pick. Shit, I'm happy with that. Go bring in some more talent, some better talent, because we got 5 picks in this draft. 5 picks in this draft. Like, all these draft picks we wasted on Marshawn Lattimore and others. Marshawn Lattimore won't be back, out for the season. This is the goddamn Washington old people's home, retirement / rehabilitation center, because everybody's fucking hurt. Everybody.
Now, I mean, is what? So we kind of come to a conclusion. Okay, we don't think this change is going to make much difference defensively, but like, do you see it being helpful individually, like with the development of some guys, or do you feel like it'll like what can be positive out of this? What could this start? Is it the spark of Dan Quinn potentially being a defense coordinator going forward as the head coach? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know if he's. I like that. I like look at Mike McDonald in Seattle. He's calling the plays. Dan Campbell just took back over from their offensive coordinator, calling the players. I like that head coach centric play caller type style. If you got a dog as a head coach, like just don't make him just do them duties. I mean, I get it, it's a lot, but then that's when you bring in you have a Joe Whitt to kind of do the game planning and all of the other stuff that you can't do because you're doing the head coaching stuff. And then in the game, call the plays because everybody can't call plays. You might can scheme it up and you might can coach it, but that don't mean you can call the plays and like anticipate because it's just like quarterbacking. You got to be able to anticipate what's coming next. You got to be able to and like trying to throw a different wrinkles and stuff like that based off of what they did. Okay, so in this last series or in the last time they showed us this formation, we did this. So like let's make them think we're going to do this, but then we do that to kind of confuse the quarterbacks and stuff like that. And you got to do it's an art to that. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe Joe Whitt isn't the guy for that. Maybe Dan Quinn, we have seen that he can call defenses. You know what I'm saying? In this league. So let's try it and see. Now, I don't know if next year he's going to be willing to do that. I don't know who's out there on the coaching market as far as to come in here to beat it defensive coordinator. And I don't even think that he would actually flat out fire Joe Whitt. You know, he already took the play calling from him. They made that's the most they may do.
I could see a scenario happening in the off season. Definitely not mid-season. He's just not going to carry it like that. And you know, I mean, he mentioned off gate, you know, Joe being his right hand man. You know, a guy that he's worked with all these years. They have a great relationship, and Joe took, you know, the news like a professional. So, you know, they're going to move along and, you know, I mean, make the adjustment and try to figure it out. But I don't necessarily see, you know, I mean, I didn't see a firing coming mid-season at all. You know, I mean, come the off season, his hand may have to be forced. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you came to get this job, and I know you're not gonna let your friendship with Joe Whitt fuck around and get you fired. Because if they want him gone and he don't make that move, then Dan could be next. And I mean, I'm not calling for that to happen because I think that'll be absurd. You know what I mean? But you can't be, man, you got to make a decision. When you're in charge, you got to make some tough decisions and make the decision best for the team, not your emotions or your personal feelings.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you're right. You don't want Whitt to actually get you fired. But I think Dan Quinn is the type of guy that he's willing to fall on the sword for his guys. Like, I don't think he's the kind of guy that wants to throw, you know, people under the bus, stuff like that. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, people asking us about Spain. We are not going to Spain, and I'm so damn happy we aren't.
And I just started a poll in the in a YouTube live. Do you guys think we should fire or get rid of Joe Whitt Jr.? Let us know. Mm-hmm. Also, if you haven't already done so, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification above so you can get other informative videos like this. Also on YouTube, you can also hit the plus button to become a member of Reedie Zee. We offer memberships. Well, it's actually the money sign. We got super stickers, super chats, memberships, and membership gifting down there if you feel like you want to contribute to the podcast in any way, shape, form. Also, we do accept donations via Cash App, etc. If you feel in your heart that you want to give to this channel and you like what we are doing over here at Reedie Zee, we greatly appreciate it and say thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So, paint this picture. You go to Madrid. They talk about how it's this perfect timing for the team and for them to kind of gel and galvanize and
that's,
you know,
coach speak.
all this stuff. I mean, Mariota said it before Dan said it, so they was very, you know, repetitive with it. But okay, then like you said, okay, what if you do go out and beat? Say you do go out and beat the Dolphins, then you come back. Well, we got the Broncos after that. No, we got the bye week.
Yeah, the bye week.
And they talking about how the bye week's supposed to be all this evaluations and stuff. I don't think Jaden will be ready around that time, but Terry could potentially be back. I think Will Hurst is supposedly be coming around. You know what I mean? So some guys could start coming back. Like, what do you do in that sense? Like, if you know what I mean? Yeah, what do you do? Are you, like you said, if you really do, you go out and you get all these guys back, or do you start shutting some guys down and just allowing it to be what it is and evaluate this young talent?
That's where I'm torn at. That's another thing I'm torn on. I'm torn on, like, part of me is saying just shut it down for everybody and just try again next year. But I feel like it's still a lot of football left to do that. And part of me is like, I don't want to risk a major injury to someone, a ACL or something, a pec or Achilles or something that's long term in these last few games when we're playing for nothing. So that's part of me is just like, no. And then the other part of me is like, show them, you know what I'm saying? Like, show that you have improved and stuff like that. And that's because that's the mark of a champion, like being able to get up off the mat and keep fighting. Yeah, the adversity has hit us now. We're down and they're counting us out, but try to come back. Like, so I'm torn between the two. So I don't really have a good answer for you. Like, I don't have a definitive yes or I don't have a definitive no. You know, in hindsight, you'll say if somebody gets hurt, damn, they should have fucking did this, they should have did that. But right now, just the competitor and just being competitive nature, you're like, well, fuck it, yeah, try. If you can get people back, see what you can fucking do. Anything can happen. Because I feel like until you're out of it, like Torrey said when he was on a few weeks ago, players are going to keep playing until they're officially mathematically out of it, regardless of the fact or not, because there are so many different variables that are in play for them as far as money, all different types of things. Because at the end of the day, for us fans, it's fun for us, it's hoorah, but for them, this is a business. This is their livelihood. This is their way of life. This is how they pay their bills. This is how they do the things that they want to do. Granted that it's super elevated than the normal person, but still, this is their job. So that's kind of like where I stand on it. I can't give you a definitive.
Yeah, I'm definitely torn myself because I definitely agree with the concept of play until you have as long as you have a chance. I always had that mindset, but then you feel, then you on the flip side of, like, with the product that we've been seeing, I'm not confident that we do have that chance. So, I mean, I guess they saying they going out, they giving it their all, and they just not figuring it out. The answers in the room and all this shit. So, I mean, if that's their best, that's their best, and it's not good enough, and we're gonna lose anyway. So, you know what I mean. But I don't, I definitely believe in fighting. But, like, dog, the team that has been coming out these last few all season really has been like what are we watching? What are we watching? Guys are a second too late always. Guys are too wide in space in their zones. Guys are a step off from defending something properly. Like, it's just always too late. We play 8 yards off the ball when it's 4th and 2. It's just I don't know. It's cringy to see, and it's just cringy to, like, sit there and just be like, God damn, can y'all do anything right? This is y'all NFL players. And then again, the injuries just keep piling on. Now we got Trey Amos out for the season. Treyon Burks had the finger injury. He ended up catching that, I think it was a fade or a go route on the sideline the other night. And when he caught that pass, after that, I remember seeing him run to the sideline talking about his finger. He ended up having a minor surgery on his finger, so it shouldn't be an extensive injury, but he's out. So now we got Robbie Chosen and Ja'Cory Brooks were called up today to the active roster. Actually, I don't think it was Ja'Cory Brooks. It might have been Ja'Cory Jones that was called up, to play this game. So, like, it was Jacoby Jones, my bad. So we're getting really thin all over this team. Today we also signed River Craft and DeMarcus Walker to the practice squad.
River Cutcraft. I heard it's a tight end.
Yeah, well, wide receiver.
I heard that name before.
I heard his name. I feel like he came around with the team during camp or something, but I've seen his name somewhere. So yeah, like injuries just killed us, just killed our identity, killed us, killed who we are. And I mean another big question. So, what do you do with Jaden if he's ready?
That's my whole point. That's my whole point of I don't want to risk a major injury. Like we dodged the bullet with this one, with this elbow. So even with Terry, like I don't want him to be a quad and be out crazy, like full blown tear it off the bone type deal. Or I don't want Jaden to go out there and do something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I also want to try to win. I mean, I don't know. So it's like the draft pick angle is looming above my head, as well as the potential injury. Like chat, what do y'all think? Like are y'all real quiet today? Like chime in and let us know what y'all think. Like how are y'all feeling about this? Like what are y'all thoughts? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put another poll up in a minute on YouTube, but just let us know in the comments what y'all feeling, man.
Should we continue? Should we shut down?
What they saying on Instagram?
Fire AP. Downs from Ohio State. We need them. It's a winning business. Honestly, if we don't have the season we had a year ago, Dan will be fired. The ghost of Buddy Ryan can't fix this defense lack of talent. Build through the draft. Evaluate young talent. We all know who's going to be here and who got to go. DQ taking over the defense won't help. Way down too many starters. Yeah, so getting a lot of, mixed comments on this side about some things. I mean, Dan Quinn did have the year that he had last year, so that's why I feel like he deserves to, he's not on no hot seat. The only questionable thing, well, I had some few questionable things this year with Dan Quinn as far as like, going forward on fourth down, the confidence that, pushing that identity that we had as a team, some of the coaching decisions with time management and things like that, that was questionable. But also, having Jaden and leaving him in late during that game, that was a questionable move. But outside of that, I feel like, well, I mean, they're not making a change from Joe Whitt weeks ago. So that's three questionable things this year. And I just don't, like I said, when I talk about the team not having that mojo, I think it starts with Dan. I feel like he became a little of an overthinker this year. You know what I mean? And I don't know where that, that went. But in the same fashion, I think he's good. He built the culture that he did last year. Like you just cannot knock that. I mean, I know we said it was a lot of magic and a lot of, luck and all this other stuff going on, but you can't knock that this man led that team, and changed it around like that. So he deserves some credit for that. Now, personnel wise, Adam Peters, I was questioning you in the off season. What we was doing, but we said in AP we trust. Looking like we ain't trust the right thing thus far, this off season. But he has a whole list of things that he needs to consider. What do we do at running back? Who could be? Are you going to bring Debo back on a new contract? Do you, what type of deal do you get Tunsil? I think it's a no-brainer that you resign Tunsil. Letting Lattimore walk. What do you do with the Bobby Wagners and the Zach Ertz? Like, do you, are they going to retire? Will they try to come back and go, play for a contender? What are you going to do with this pick in the draft that we get? You're going to trade back and accumulate more picks, which I think is probably the best option, depending on where we are. But, we're going to have to find a way to accumulate more picks. What do you do with the Ron Payne?
Especially if it's a top 5 pick. If we could find a way to get a top like a 5 or a 4, I definitely would trade out of that. And
like how the other teams do.
Trade out. I would trade out of that pick because I don't know. I need to get with John Kuiper Jr. on this one, but I'm not anticipating this being a talent crazed draft or must have in the first part of the draft. So I would definitely try to do that and accumulate more draft picks and more capital. Right now, looking in, if we're in that position, personally.
Yeah, definitely. Because like if you're looking at a scenario, if we're like you said, if we're at 4 or 5 and you get the team at 10 or 11 that want to trade up, okay, yeah, you can come get this pick. Let me get that first next year. You know what I mean? You start building picks and they turn around and have multiple picks. That's how Miami did it. That's how Roseman did it. That's how the Browns and the Colts. Look at the Colts. The multiple picks that they did, and they, turn the things around. They got they out there got your man Danny Jones out there looking nice. You know what I mean? Jonathan Taylor is killing the game as well, though. So it can work. It could work.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
But yeah, any other key points to touch? Like around what's left of this season for us? Where do we find the motivation? What is something I do want to leave with us saying something positive? What's something positive you see going on?
Special teams. The best unit we got. I personally think I would say, me personally, like I know everybody's out on Bobby Wagner, but I feel like Bobby Wagner still can contribute. Now, I don't know if he's the bona fide starter, but I may look to bring Bobby Wagner back. Me personally. Like I'm just talking about as far as pure tackling machine in the run game.
And
I'm not talking about no, don't use. I just said no. He can't be in there. He's a liability in coverage as far as pass coverage downs, but as far as like first, like in a diminished role on the team, still kind of that leader. I believe that we could bring him back. I don't know about Zach Ertz. I don't know if he has another year in him. I think we need to try to move on and we need somebody that can stretch the field, a better tight end. We thought Ben Sinnott was the guy. Clearly he's not. John Bates is clearly entrenched in his role as the blocking tight end. We got to find answers there. I agree with you on the re-signing of Laramie Tunsil. I don't know about Debo. I don't know if the number he's probably going to want is the number that we should be willing to give. Because I feel like we need to surround Jaden with more talent. Like we need like Terry coming back. If you bring back Debo, you have to go out and get somebody way better. A way better number 3 or number 2, a true bona fide number 2, somebody. You got to go out and make a splash. Like you got to surround him with weapons. We also need another back. Bill is not the guy in my eyes. The experiment failed. I'm not saying that Bill is done, but I don't think that he is, based off of what we saw these last few games. I don't think he's the guy. I'm not saying that he can't evolve into that, but right now, as today, he's not the guy for me. And that's no knock to Bill. I like him as a player, but I just don't think he's the guy. I think he's I don't know. I don't know what we're missing at running back, but we ain't got it on no front. Offensive line, I feel like the offensive line has been kind of a bright spot since Cosme has come back. I have seen more time in the pocket to throw. We do have to figure out that left guard. Is Chris Paul going to be an answer? What are they going to do with Brandon Coleman? I don't know if Biotish is up this year or he had one more year left on that deal. I can't remember. And I think the future is bright kind of for our young secondary. Like we need a corner. You got Mikey and you got Trey. I think Trey has shown some promise. Mikey is a work in progress. This is year 2. I feel like he's shown some flashes this year. of being good. The back end, I think what all turned the tide for us was when Will Hurst went down. I feel like everything went downhill once Will Hurst got injured for this defense. Everything, if we really be realistic about it, that's when everything went downhill. Because we were kind of
hurt. You got hurt week 2?
Week 2, week 3, somewhere around there. I think it was the Packers game. Was that week 2?
Packers was like week 2, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as he got hurt, I think he got hurt week 3, if I'm not mistaken.
The Raiders.
It's like as soon as he got hurt, everything kind of was weird. We had to find a true pass rusher. So we might have to spend some money there. I don't know if we go out and we bring in somebody. I don't know who, but bring in somebody. Trade for somebody. We ain't got shit to trade, so I don't know how that works. But we definitely got to be buyers in this offseason, trying to secure this roster and kind of overhaul this roster to get better. But we can't go into this next season thinking that we have more than what we really got, because we were picking at holes in the offseason that we don't have the credentials or anything to. We're Sunday in the house quarterback and shit, and knowing that it ain't right. And guys are getting paid millions of dollars to make these decisions, and you didn't see that when the fans saw it. You got to make it make sense.
Yeah, I mean, we started the offseason saying Quan Martin was a Pro Bowler. Haven't seen much of that.
I think y'all listened to Joe Whitt and was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Joe Whitt said a lot. So somebody was playing that out there. We're gonna be violent. We're gonna attack. We're gonna be aggressive. We're gonna bro, your defense ain't nothing along none of those lines, no definitions, none of those words. We some shit.
Yeah, what I don't understand is why do we make all of this room, all of this cap that they tried to make from week 2 on. They was making moves behind the scene, restructuring shit, doing all types of shit to make cap they were going to make a splash during the trade deadline period, and they did nothing.
I guess by the time the deadline came, it was real shaky. It was the deadline was about 2 weeks ago.
It was week 8, I think.
Yeah, so probably about 2 weeks ago. It was still shaky. Jaden was coming off the hamstring injury. This whole thing with Terry is just, I don't know. Rue over there, Rue in the comments laughing at us.
Nah, for real. It's
we need pass rushers. Didn't go out to no big names. Really need 4 new pass rushers. 4 new pass rushers. And I think I was listening to Logan Paulson. I think he was saying something along the lines of Dorrance Armstrong going down as an injury really killed us, because he was the only pass rush, attack that we had.
I thought Jacob Martin showed moments.
He's been the only. I feel like outside of Dorrance, Jacob has been the only consistent one. He was chasing down.
Tom Miller gives you absolutely nothing. He comes in the game and he's just like he's trying to play contain.
That's what I was asking y'all that day. Is that what Joe Whitt called it or something?
He said that in a press conference the other week, last week or the week before that we had got so I think that maybe what some of these defenses are calling for them to set the edge and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But we're getting gashed in the run game. So, I mean, they ain't really trying to get out. Teams ain't really getting outside of us. They're going in between the tackles. So, I don't know. We don't get no pressure in 2 weeks on quarterbacks that ain't looking to move around at all. They not going nowhere. Statues. And we ain't getting no pressure. I think they touched your man twice this last game.
It was that was Donald. That was 16 for 16.
Come on, Donald ain't really getting out of there for real. Where he's a threat. Go.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. I don't
And golf,
understand.
yeah.
I mean, I guess they want to. You putting the extra man in coverage, and you still getting cooked. And then I get that some of those like plays in the flat, like when in the defenses that you're in, you're like, okay, we can rally to the football, keep it in front of us, but you're not even rallying to the football.
Not. It's always a guy right there to miss a tackle, and there's no other guys around. And then even on the play where James Williams his first catch across the middle, you were looking like, damn, where's the defender? I'm like, who the fuck is going to defend him? They all slow. He is too fast. The defender was way behind him on that crossing route.
Yeah, if y'all know anybody looking for some Commanders tickets, 100 level, holla at Reedie Zee. I'm looking to get rid of mine. Just let me know, man. I do good deals with y'all, man. Good deals. If you try to take your kid, they ain't never been to a game, man, trying to sit at the 30-yard line, man, come holler at me.
Go ahead.
It's in the comments or something, because I'm a seller. I'd rather just save my gas. I'm already not getting paid right now. Save my gas, save my little coin that I do got and just stay home.
Yeah. What else you got for today?
I don't got nothing.
Yeah, I don't got much more either.
Nothing.
I think we pretty much touched on things, and it's Tuesday. We'll see what else comes around about the team. They arrived to Madrid.
Oh, I do want to talk about one last thing before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Y'all, man, 45/47. He is a wild dude. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. All he cared about is pomp and circumstance. That's all he cares about. The aesthetic flash. Do y'all know mid-game, first quarter, y'all man flies Air Force One across the stadium. Low as shit, like making us feel like it's 9/11 all over again. Mid-game, first quarter. Then he turns around when he leaves the game, like around in the third quarter, flies Marine One across the whole stadium when he leaves. Like, Trump, like, what are you on, bro? Like, seriously. Like, you already causing all of this commotion and shit. We can't even get in the stadium. It's Secret Service everywhere. Like, took like 45 minutes just to even, and we finagled and like went around and tried to like, pull a move on the lines and all of that. If we didn't do that, who knows how long we would have been standing in the line to get in the stadium. I'm hearing reports that people was outside of the stadium midway through the game, still trying to get in. Like, what are you on, bro? Like, I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. Nothing. Dude is wild. Mid-game. And mind you, all you hear was like mid-game. But it was timed so well, was crazy. Like, we sitting there, it's like they go to it was a timeout. As soon as the timeout came, that bitch came right across that bitch. And it did some like maneuver where it like veered off to the left. So like right now in this frame, it looks like it's centered at the stadium, center going across, but it like veered off like on some wild shit. Like, and everybody looking around like, what? Like, what is he on? Crazy work.
Yeah. Trump is definitely on some power shit for real. Showing up and doing that, what he did at a football game, it's just an attention seeker. Standing there for like an 8-9 minute segment, trying to talk football, like sitting there, they talking about he used to play football. Somebody used to play tight end, and long before it was that athletic and all this shit he's saying. And I'm like, stop it. Like, he talking about some, they asked him something about, I think Bill ran the ball, and he was like, yeah, Krosky Murray, yeah, he's a good one. Like, you don't know nothing about no Krosky Murray. You don't know nothing about none of this. But he's an attention seeker. He keeps his name. He's a businessman. He keeps his name trending and in the news. He's already the president, not like he needs any more attention. But he continues to do shit that draws more attention. Like literally, bro, it was like the whole stadium was just kind of shook when they flew this fucking plane over the stadium. We looking like, yo, like, how do you play with us like that? I'm telling Reedie, like the pilot, he didn't have time to practice that shit. You just hop on, you know what I mean? Hop in the flight and go do that shit. Like, what if it could have went bad? I don't know. It just, I was fucked up by it. I really was, and I'm
And then,
a wild boy.
I mean, somebody told me when was the last time the president came to a home game? Okay, I get the point. Like, I'm not one to get on here and talk about my political affiliations and like who this and that and the third. I keep it a buck. I keep it a bean. Reedie, I don't know if y'all know, I served in the military. So like I got a different perspective than some on certain things. And I was kind of pissed. Like, everybody in the crowd was fuck you and, belittling them and calling them all types of names. That's how you feel. That's you had your First Amendment right. You had that autonomy to do so. Do you? But at the same time, I was upset because he was given the oath of enlistment. And I take pride in that shit. Like, I'm saying? Somebody that almost died for this fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying this to toot my own horn, but multiple deployments and combat zones and all that shit had people that I know close to me that lost their life for this shit. Like, I take that military shit to a different level. So, like, I was pissed because, like, y'all are causing a commotion because of him to these people that are trying to, like, raising their right hand, standing up to do what 1% of our population doesn't even do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that kind of pissed me off in a moment. And it's just like, fuck your political affiliation and like all of this shit. Like, you're taking away from somebody else's moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. It's a high honor for the president to swear you in, but it's just like, at what cost? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think, like, I agree with you on the fact that, like, damn, because even JP Finley tweeted, like, damn, poor those individuals who was down there and, who in the ceremony and was taking being sworn in and things like that. Like, that moment for them will always be tarnished by that. It's just sad that, the commander-in-chief is him, and anywhere he goes, especially in this community, this region, he's going to get that. You know what I mean? Like, he knew it was coming. I mean, he knew what he was getting himself into, and he didn't give a fuck. So I'm not excusing it. It was definitely sad on that end. When you're him and you come out like that, that's how they gonna react.
Yeah.
So it was like maybe it wasn't the best decision to come and ruin that for them people.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get that every time you step out in the public like that. Period.
Yeah. And then, like, what are y'all thoughts of in the chat, real quick before we go? What are y'all thoughts of naming RFK site after him?
Fuck no.
So we know what Z's thoughts are.
Fuck no. Better not. Better not. Josh Harris is definitely he's definitely trying to, rub the right political shoulders and do all the right things, trying to do what he need to do. I can see that in him. But he better not do no shit like that.
Yeah.
Better not. But yeah, man. As Reedie said, like, share, subscribe at Reedie Zee on all platforms. If you would like to support our channel, we do have super chats available. Also, memberships you can support via Cash App. It's right there scrolling across the bottom. If you ever want to, you can also support by sharing this out to your fellow members, tagging us, letting us know how you feel about it. All those good ways to support. But also, thank you to everyone who, when y'all see us out at the tailgates, at the games, or in public, you pull up and just continue to encourage us, letting us know that y'all see us, y'all enjoy the show. It definitely truly means a lot. It's a lot doing, this work that we do. Also, us being husbands and families, we put a lot of time and sacrifice into this. So it definitely is an honor when, we can hear y'all, let us know that y'all see us, y'all enjoying our content, and it's real. Because that's all we really trying to do is just give y'all the real insights of how we feel about things and continue to grow and push this culture, but also continue to remain us and, and turn up. So greatly appreciate y'all for that. If Reedie don't have anything else to say, then yeah, he can go ahead and close us out.
We'll see y'all Wednesday on the Burgundy Breakdown with John and Juan. That's all I got. So we're gonna holler at y'all.
Reedie Zee Show. It's the Reedie Zee Show.